Yo, Code Blue here. Today we're going to be learning about the math that primitives can do. So, let's have int a equal 3 equals 4. Okay, well, whatever. Int b equals 3. Well, yeah, if I add them, so if I get int c for a plus b, the result will be 7. It's very simple. So let's move on. We can subtract 2. It's exactly the same. If we were to divide them, the answer has to be an integer because 7c is the integer. That's what people think. But in actuality, the answer has to be an integer because this is an integer and this is an integer. Because both of these are integers, the result here is an integer and that's put into c. So that's why if I wrote double d and I said a divided by b, I would also get the same answer. So if we see out c and we did see out d, compiled it and ran it, we will get the same answer, 1 and 1. Now 4 does not equal 3, unless you're using my typos, but whatever. So something here is going on. So a is an integer. When an integer is divided by an integer, you'll get an integer. Even if the answer can handle a double, because it doesn't know that yet. So that's division for integers. If I multiplied it, it would just be normal integer multiplication. 12 will be the answer. Now there's also the operation known as modulo. Now the modulo operation will divide the two answers, and then it will find the remainder. Now if you remember from math a long time ago, when you were doing remainders, you would divide 4 by 3, you would get 1, remainder 1. So the remainder goes to C. So if I compiled and ran it, you get 1. You right now may be thinking, what in the world would I be using remainders for? You'll see. The remainders are excellent at checking if something is prime or something is divisible by 2 or whatever. And those are the quintessential operations. Another thing is there are shortcut operations. So if I said b equals b plus 1, because this specific statement is written many times, we invented something known as b plus plus. That does the same exact thing. It just increases b by 1. There's also plus plus b. Plus plus b also increases b by 1, but you only find out about that afterwards. Okay, and there's b minus minus, minus minus b, same thing. There's also the b times equals, b divided equals, and the b modulus equals. So b times equals is the same thing as saying b equals b times a. B divided equals is b equals b divided by a, and the b modulus equals is b modulo equals b equals b modulo a. So if you were paying any attention to the math behind this, which I don't remember the math behind this, but you'll get 0 as an answer. Probably because they're integers and they lost their information when they got here. yeah, those are the mathematical operations for an integer. For doubles, you are not allowed to do modulo with doubles because the answer would not. It just, I don't know. It just doesn't let you do modulo with doubles. But you can do all the other operations, and it will give you accurate results. If I were to do int a equals 0, and then I said double b equals 2 and double c equals 3, well, if I said a equals b divided by c, b would, the answer would be 2 divided by 3, which would be 2/3 or 0.666, and then that would be shoved into a. When we print out a, we will get 0 though, because a cannot hold 0.66. So what it does is it says, okay, we got 0.666666. We take off everything after the decimal. 0. So if it were 3 divided by 2, then we would get 1.33333333, and it would just remove that and it'd be 1. Another thing worth noting is parentheses can be used and the order of operations is used. So if I said 1 plus b over c, it would say 3 over 2 plus 1. It would not do 4 over 2 unless I put parentheses there. Do not overuse parentheses because it may look complicated. Only use parentheses when you deem necessary. And finally, do not divide by 0. Under any circumstances, make sure you don't divide by 0. If you don't know what a variable is and you're dividing by it, make sure it's not 0, because you may just have to crash your program, and that's never a good thing. If you want an illustration, a equals b divided by a. Let's print out a. Let's exit this. Run. And as you can see, that is not right. Sometimes your program will crash. Sometimes you'll get just a random answer that doesn't make any sense. You don't know what's going to happen, so don't do it. I will show you how not to do it in the next tutorial. Have a nice day, and watch the next one.